Good morning. It's Monday here in Cypress, Texas already. It's nice out. You can go for a run. So I got up this morning and I read chapter 7 of Matthew. And the first thing that Christ says is, judge not lest ye be judged. At the same level that you judge is how you'll be judged. And then he's talking about hypocrites, taking the speck out of your brother's eye where you got a plank in your own eye. Okay, so these are all related, but if in context, they're talking about level of understanding of Scripture. Okay, and so that's what it's understanding. It's talking about, right? And most people have no understanding at all of Scripture. Okay, most Christians don't read the Bible. Like yesterday when they had, they had the baptisms going on, right? Well, what does baptism mean? Baptism really means to totally immerse yourself in the Word, in teaching. I did that for like 3 years, okay, and it was hard. All right, I couldn't read. I was learning stuff about Paleo-Hebrew and symbolism that I try to read the New Testament like I do now. I'm doing now, and I couldn't because having that new understanding took the words of Jesus and it expounds on them just by having that understanding. And I had to stop reading until I had gained enough understanding to understand what he's talking about. Okay. A couple things. Like trees, whenever there's mention of trees, it's talking about a leader, right? A good tree, is a good leader is going to bear good fruit. Okay, bad leader bears bad fruit, right? That's kind of obvious, right? So in the Bible, whenever you're talking about trees, okay, it's a leader. Like the cedar in Lebanon. Those were leaders that were opposing David. Okay, and he's like, the axe is going to be soon to be at the root of the tree, and he's talking about taking out those leaders that were against him. All right, and so they're in. Abraham stood before this tree in the desert, okay, and what he's talking about is Melchizedek. Okay, Melchizedek taught Abraham, and Abraham taught everybody else. Okay, and for his people for sure, anyways, right? And if you don't know, you completely miss this understanding. Oh yeah, in Revelations, this is something. In Revelations, the angels that come down and fight the battle, come down from heaven and fight the battle, those are what we considered, those are us when we have this understanding. They are the high priests when you have this understanding. When you've gone through the temple process and you've mastered the word, you become one of them angels. Okay? And the battle isn't with swords and guns and bombs. The battle is getting everybody else to understand the true meaning of the word. That's the battle. Okay, what happens when you do that is you make more angels or high priests. Okay, there you go. Right? That's, in fact, the second coming of Christ is humanity becoming like Christ, having that understanding. That's what does it. That's going to be the second coming of Christ, is when, we as a people know what Christ knew. That's when we become angels.